People like Donald Trump don't believe women deserve rights. He's going to protect women whether they like it or not. Well, if his definition of protection is not the freedom of choice, if his definition of protection is making sure our daughters have fewer rights than our mothers, then I don't want it! I don't want it.
She's not the same as you. She's coming to rally the Democrat base because she got the call. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and share. Cardi B gives a speech at the Harris Walz campaign, and we're going to be listening to it and giving our reaction to it. Let's jump right in.
Let me tell you something. Let me tell y'all something. Women have to work 10 times harder, perform 10 times better, and still people question us how we got to the top. They be like, how she got there? Hold on, let me warm up. Yeah. Let me tell you something. I can't stand a bully. But just like Kamala, I always stand up to one. All the time, I'm ready for him. Yeah. And I'm gonna be real with y'all. I wasn't gonna vote this year. I wasn't. But Kamala Harris joining the race, she changed my mind completely. I did not have faith on any candidates until she joined the race and said the things that I wanted to hear, that I want to see next in this country, all right? I believe in every word that comes out of her mouth. She's passionate, she's compassionate, she shows empathy, and most of all, she is not delusional.
Well, she wasn't so compassionate when she was I think she was a DA in San Francisco and sent parents to prison for the truancy of their children. And a few of those parents were dealing with children who had health situations that required them to miss school on some days, and they were still arrested and taken to prison. I mean, the information is out there, so that's so much for the compassion of Kamala Harris.
Yeah. Kamala recognized that this country is at risk, that the economy needs to get stronger.
She's in office. She's a vice president, sitting vice president to a president who is hardly there. So basically, if she's doing her job as the vice president, then she would be the one actually helping with some of these policies that Cardi B is complaining about. So the person who is claiming that the country is at risk is actually the one who created the situation that put the country at risk.
That the cost of food and the cost of living is too high. Damn, it's even high for me. I believe her when she says, under her, buying eggs and milk won't break the bank, because she's gonna pass a ban on price gouging on groceries.
Price control. Let's call it what it is. Price control. She will institute price control. Let's call it what it is, Cardi B. She will be requiring that stores like Walmart and the like fix prices. And already their margins are really small, all right? They only make profits on volume. So she's going to be stepping in to force them to reduce their prices even more, which would force a lot of these stores to shut down, all right? Businesses are going to start leaving the country in droves, all right? And then it's going to create a massive unemployment spike. This is the 3rd of November. If Harris wins, all right, I'm glad this video is out there. I've said things, years ago, and when the things I said could happen happened, I wished I recorded them. So here's the prediction. Harris wins. She implements her anti-price gouging policy, which is actually, price control. And then businesses start leaving the country. Businesses start shutting down. Businesses start leaving the country. Unemployment skyrockets, and then people begin to cry, why? And of course, mainstream media is going to be saying that it's the fault of the far right, an imaginary far right group.
And she told me that in my face, so she better not lie to me in my face.
Right.
Yeah. I believe her when she says she will make housing more affordable by providing Americans with $25,000 in down payment assistance. Yeah. Hold on.
So you guys are screaming, yeah, and then she's going to do that, okay, which would create an overwhelming demand for houses. All right. The market knows that there's an availability of more families or more individuals who have access to $25,000 to pay for a down payment for a house. Demand will rise, supply drops, and then what happens when demand is high and supply drops? Prices increase. So the down payment will go up from 25,000 to maybe 30,000 or 35,000. That's what happens in a market economy. Kamala Harris is living in a twilight zone, in a parallel dimension where she turns those levers and nothing happens. Something big is going to happen to the housing market, and the 25,000 is going to cancel out the $25,000 freebie she's promising. Is going to cancel it out. Watch.
More. Yeah, she's promising a lot. And I believe her when she says she will provide a tax cut to 100 million middle-class Americans. That's
price cut to 100 million middle-class Americans. And then not give tax breaks to big businesses that provide the jobs for these or to these 100 million Americans. How does that work, Kamala Harris? You overtax the people who are already paying the 100 million their salaries. You overtax them, and then you think they're going to sit down and wait for you to siphon all of their profits into the government's purse. No, they're going to leave the country.
That's a lot of Americans, and that includes $6,000 for parents in the first year of child's life. Y'all remember when they used to do that? Y'all remember when this country used to do that? Yeah. And speaking of healthcare, let's talk about it. Let's talk about healthcare. Did you hear what Donald Trump said the other day? Y'all heard what he said? All right, I'm gonna tell you right now. Let me drink my water. Yeah, stay hydrated. He said he's gonna protect women whether they like it or not. He said he's gonna protect women whether they like it or not. I'm repeating it.
So I haven't seen that speech. I haven't seen that interview, but it's very likely. Again, when mainstream media does something again and again, it's going to be very likely that they took it out of context. Very likely. I've seen it happen too many times. I assume this is one of those times.
Donnie Dunk, please. Protection for women, especially if we're talking about maternal and mental health care, is in telling them what to do with their bodies. It's supporting them and giving them the care they need for what they choose.
Nobody is telling women what to do with their bodies. They're telling women that killing unborn children has to come with certain reasons. And of course, it's been pushed back to the states now. So some states are allowing for abortion to be given at the discretion of the doctors, or other states are making the policy even stricter. So that's what is going on. And they're making it all about this is a woman's right, the right to do what she wants with her body. So basically, you're saying you want the woman to sleep around, get pregnant, and dispose of the pregnancy at will so they can go back to sleeping around. That's basically what they are leaning in towards. They claim is, what if the woman was raped and the pregnancy was the result of incest? That accounts for less than 2% of the cases that go into clinics. Less than 2%.
To do with their bodies. I don't play that. People like Donald Trump don't believe women deserve rights. And when those rights are taken away, they are nowhere to be found.
It's people like Donald Trump, the conservatives, who have been big on protecting the rights of women. Okay, go back and look through your history. These rallies are just filled with people who, I don't know if they've ever cracked open a history book to read the way things were years ago, centuries ago, and before people with the moral compass of the likes of Donald Trump and the people who are on the conservative side came up and began to compassionately open up some opportunities for women and children and so on. I mean, these are the things that are recorded in history. So, when I hear this, it's like, it's clear that these guys don't know their history.
When a mother's going through postpartum, he's not there to hold her hand. When a child is in foster care or in a shelter because their mother is not mentally stable or financially stable to take care of them, they're not there. The people outside planning, they're not there. They're all gone. Those people outside Planned Parenthood, screaming at women's faces, they don't be there when women go through stuff. They don't.
That's not true. That's not true. That's not true. It's not true. Most of the people who protest outside of places like Planned Parenthood are mostly parts of Christian organizations who walk through the journey with single mothers, and many of them actually provide funding for most of them to be taken care of until they can stand on their own 2 feet. They conflate these things and demonize people who won't allow them have their abortions. We want our abortions. We want to be able to kill our unborn and then go about our merry ways, continue sleeping around and doing what we do. And that seems to be what Kamala is running on, and it is a very dark policy to run your final lap on. The right for women to kill their babies so that they can continue sleeping around. That makes no sense. They claim there are those who need health intervention. Those cases are usually less than 5% of the situation, usually. So it's interesting to watch these rallies.
And everything is possible. Shout out to the single moms out there, but it's hard. Trump says he's going to protect women whether they like it or not. Well, if his definition of protection is not the freedom of choice, if his definition of protection is making sure our daughters have fewer rights than our mothers, then I don't want it.
No one is taking away the right of women to compete in the workplace for jobs. No one is taking away the right for women to vote. No one is taking away the right for women to have equal pay, all right? Under equal circumstances, equal pay. No one is taking away their rights there. And the Democrat Party is simply saying, since they are talking about the abortion thing, if they take away your right to kill your unborn baby, then they'll take away your right to vote, your right to work, your right to get equal pay. Well, you know what that is called? It's called lying. That's what it's called.
I don't want it. We all knew Trump was a hustler. But hustling women and I'm a hustler too, yeah. But hustling women out of their rights to their body is nasty work. Hustling Americans out of their hard-earned money by selling Trump watches, Trump sneakers, and Trump Bibles. By the way, the watches is $100,000. Yeah. Made in China, another country he discredited, is nasty too. Let me ask you a question. Wait, is Milwaukee in the building? Is Wisconsin in the building? Yeah. Let me ask you this question. Do we really trust this man with our economy? Our economy! A man who cares only about making himself rich and cutting taxes for his billionaire friends. I don't even get a tax cut.
You had 4 years of him in office. You saw what that was like. You've had 4 years or over 3 years of Biden and Harris in office. You know what that's like. I'll say this before we go forward. If Kamala Harris wins, the people who vote for her get what they deserve. Most of the people who will vote for Trump will be more than prepared for what comes next. I guarantee you. I've listened to a lot of people who are pro-Trump, and I can hear how they are preparing for what comes next. Everyone in this room cheering Cardi B on. Cardi B is a millionaire. She's got some of her money in tax-sheltered arrangements. She's not the same as you. She's coming to rally the Democrat base because she got the call. All right. You know what the call is. All right. She got the call, and then she came out, and then she's doing her thing. Okay. Her mouth is drying up. She's an entertainer. She should not be feeling anxious in front of a crowd. She's an entertainer, but you know what? Her mouth is drying up while she's giving this speech. She has to drink a lot of water because I don't think she agrees with anything she's saying. She's in an entertainment mode, but her conscience is spiking and her mouth is drying up. All right. She got the call. She stepped out to make this speech. Everyone in the room is screaming and shouting. She's a millionaire. You guys are not. When the consequences of voting a Harris-Walz, I'll call them a regime in place, kicks in, she is not going to be affected by it. All of you are. All right. And those who have been pushing for Trump, okay, will be prepared for what comes next. I know that a lot of people are saying that the FBI and the Department of Justice are preparing for riots and demonstrations. Do you know what I think? And I could be wrong. I don't think there will be, and if Harris is returned as president, I don't think there's going to be demonstrations. I don't think there's going to be demonstrations. I don't think there's going to be anything. I think for the most part, conservatives would have learned their lesson. That's what I think. I hope I'm right here. I don't want any outbreak of violence or anything to happen during the aftermath of the results being called, and whether it is for or against. Okay, I want America to be safe. But let's say Harris is returned as the winner. Here's what I think. Conservatives and Republicans will simply fold their flags and go home and prepare for what comes next. Because what comes next, with the economy and all the stuff that's going to happen, most Republicans would have been prepared for it. Most conservatives would have seen it coming a mile away. I've watched some conservative channels on YouTube, and they're telling you, get control of your food source, get a farm, plant your own food, homestead, get animals, make your own food. Because what the government is planning is destructive, and you cannot trust that the supply chain will be in place for much longer. And even at that, when they begin to go full blast against people who have conservative values, they begin to choke sources of income, they begin to choke food supply, they will begin to attack these things. And so they're talking to people to they are saying, create your own food supply, protect your food sources, do this and the other, move your wealth from fiat currency to gold. They're making all these arrangements, and you know what? Second Amendment is still in place. They're armed to the teeth. So when people try to come to steal their gold or steal their food, they can protect themselves. Because when things hit based on the disastrous policies that the Harris-Walz regime is telegraphing, they want price control. They want to flood the real estate market with loans to families, raising the prices of houses. They want to, force higher taxes on corporations and give tax breaks to the masses, destroying the economy even further. When that happens, the conservatives are going to be better prepared for it. And those in the room and in rooms like this, all over America, screaming and shouting, yeah, we want to kill our unborn. Yeah, we want tax breaks for the masses. Yeah, we want all of these freebies that the Democrats are celebrating. Do you know what's going to happen? They're going to be caught with their pants down. So that's the story. Go back in history. The Russian Revolution, the Bolshevik Revolution. Everyone thought that when you took out the bourgeois, the people they call the bourgeois, when you eliminate all of them, that everybody will be equal. No, the people who had the guns told you that you were less equal, and millions and millions and millions and millions of people died as a result of that communist takeover of Russia. All right. So all of the policies that the Harris-Walz campaign team have been pushing, especially the price control policies, the gun control policies, and so on. She said she doesn't want to take your guns. She said openly that the guns being in your homes won't stop the government from coming in to make sure that you're handling your guns safely. Who makes that policy? Who makes that policy? Okay, so let's keep listening and go on our final stretch.
Today is your wallet. Tomorrow, he'll be conning you out of your healthcare rights. And that's a fact. I want you to hear that again. Today, he's hustling you with the, oh, buy my sneakers. Tomorrow is going to be your healthcare rights. He's going to take it away from you. He's going to snatch it.
That's an accusation. Well, like I said, let's see what happens.
Donald Trump talks about how he has a concept of a plan, but America, the only concept of a plan he has is a plan to hustle you. Yeah. Because we know what he's really setting us for.
So, Cardi B, self-proclaimed hustler. She said it right here. She's a hustler. Donald Trump never called himself a hustler. She accuses him of being a hustler, says she's a hustler, and then she's using the word hustle all through this section of her speech. One person says they are a hustler. The other person has never claimed he's a hustler. And then she's accusing him of what hustlers do. Classic Marxist and Democrat technique. Accuse the other party of what you're already doing to the American people.
He's selling more than watches and sneakers. He's selling us bigotry, misogyny, division, chaos, and confusion.
That's CNN, MSNBC, ABC, CBS. That's all of the mainstream media. So, Cardi B, get your facts right.
He wants us to hate each other.
That's what the mainstream media says he wants, but they're the ones really selling it.
And it's going to cost you your money, equal opportunity, affordable health care, and any rights you thought you had for your body.
So, 24 minutes in, so I apologize. 24 minutes in, and for an 8-minute speech by Cardi B, so much to say because it's almost like every phrase she utters is packed with ignorance and misinformation. So, the Democrats claim that Donald Trump is going to take away your rights over your body. When the Democrats came into office, one of the first things they did was to mandate the COVID shots. And isn't that taking away the right of people to decide what they want to do with their bodies? It's just a question. It was mandated, you have to take this. And people who said, no, I have a right to my body, the Democrats turn around to say, no, you don't have a right to your body. And then when someone says, okay, so the government only wants the right to my body when I don't want to put in it something that I don't believe should be put in my body. But when it comes to killing unborn children, then people magically have a right to their body. The cognitive dissonance is staggering.
He gonna take it from you. Listen to me. He gonna take it. Thank you. I love you too. I'm not giving Donald Trump a second chance. Nope. I'm not taking any chances with my future, and I damn sure and taking no chances with the future of my children. All three of them. All three of them. I'm not giving him the chance. You're not giving him the chance. Yeah. I'm with Kamala. I believe in her. And America, I believe in you to turn out on Tuesday. Turn out and turn up on Tuesday. Turn the page and let's win this thing.
Oh my goodness.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage elementary school teacher Adrian Culver.
The Democrat campaign has been jacked to the gills with endorsements from actors, entertainers, and activists. So these are the people who have been backing the Harris campaign. And, when you point it out, of course, you have Mark Cuban. Okay, the odd Mark Cuban backing the Harris campaign. It's a sign of things to come. It's when you have people who make a living reading scripts and pretending to be other people, people who sing and dance and have promiscuous and encourage promiscuity, in their songs and lyrics, backing one candidate. It tells you the quality of their promises. When you have this candidate showing up on shows that are explicitly sexual and promote debauchery, and that is their big rebuttal to the other candidate appearing on respectable and even killed podcasts. It tells you who each person is and what their values are. It's amazing to watch this final stretch, and I'm just making my observations. I am not voting. I don't live in the United States of America. And it's important for us to document this journey. I would say that as a non-partisan watching this, I have my concerns about the Democrat candidate. Their economic policies don't pass the smell test. Their civil rights policies don't pass the smell test. They've been behind lawfare for most of their term. They've gone after people that don't agree with them, and they have done everything that they are accusing Donald Trump of possibly doing should he come back into office. They've done every single thing. Check marks. They've done every single thing. So I wonder why the Americans who are supporting this candidate are being so dishonest about the entire conversation. That's just the way I see it. Someone wrote in the comment section, "Oh, you're not bipartisan." I said, yes, I am not. I'm not bipartisan. I am non-partisan. Bipartisan means you're both sides. You're both left and right leaning. Nobody can ever be both left and right leaning. I am non-partisan. I look at both sides, and I look at the side whose policies are closer aligned with the teachings of Jesus. And I find that the Republicans have more political affinity or more policy affinity that aligns more with the teachings of Jesus. The Democrats have gone way off left field with their issues about gender, and the issues that they have about race, issues they now have about price control, the issues they have that keep piling up, and then the icing on the cake, they call it women's health care. Meanwhile, it involves eliminating the unborn children. It has ticked all the marks that tell us they cannot be trusted. It's really as simple as that. Let me know what you think of my reaction to this video. I would love to hear from you. And in the meantime, YouTube thinks this video up here will be a great one for you to watch.